What's up, everybody? What is up? I am. I've been up since driving since about 5 o'clock. So, I'm kind of tired. You know what I mean? I'm like super duper like tired. Um. mm, So check it. I was thinking about doing a Friday lottery because I've been big on like getting people to comfortable with donating and helping each other, and me donating to people and people donating to me, and back and forth and back and forth. Like, I want people to be able to feel comfortable with coming to me, asking me for something, for donations, or to help them whatever it is that they need. So I have been big on just trying to display some type of altruism on my channel. I want my subscribers to be very, very comfortable with helping one another out. I want my subscribers to feel like they are part of a family. Anybody who's watching, I want you guys to be in a positive headspace for 2019. Happy New Year to everybody. Okay, Happy New Year. So anyway, I'm thinking about, remember I said I was going to do giveaways. I don't know if you guys watched some of the live streams I did recently, but I'm starting to do giveaways. Each month I'll be doing an $100 giveaway. Um, and it'll rise with time. Like last week, which was December, I decided that I was going to give 5 of my subscribers $20, and subscribers that sent me $5, I would give them 30. So I went ahead and gave one of my subscribers, $30, and I posted the screenshot and proof that I did that. Anyone who didn't receive their Cash App $20, you will get it Friday. So every Friday will be a payout day. If you did not get it last Friday, you're definitely getting it this Friday. I don't know what happened last Friday. Something was going on with my Cash App. I don't even know what the hell. But it's just a Cash App giveaway that I'm doing. And I'll be giving away t-shirts and jewelry from GoGo Lush. GoGo Lush is my sponsor, so I'll be giving away jewelry for that. And also my other sponsor is Rosewee. I don't know if you ladies know what Rosewee.com is. It's ROSWE.com. I'll be giving away clothes and all types of things. Shoes, jewelry, dresses, blouses, pants, all types of stuff. I'm going to be giving away a lot this year. This year is going to be the give year. So I'm going to be giving away prizes and gifts and money. I was thinking about doing a lottery every Friday, though, to where people can donate all of this money, and at the end of the week I'll choose who gets the pot. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody sends in donations, all right? And if it gets up to $500, then I'll choose someone to get the entire $500 every Friday. If it doesn't come to $500 by that Friday, I'll give it out the next Friday. So I was thinking about doing that. I think that's an amazing idea. It kind of reminds me of if you had a corporate job. You know how when Super Bowl come and how everybody bet on the game, and whoever like win get the whole pot. That's what that kind of reminds me of. So I was thinking about doing that. Anyway, so I was on Facebook recently, and there was this guy on there who had posted like these screenshots of this chick and this guy that were talking. And so the dude asked the girl, "What you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, nothing, And he was like, "Well, you want to go to IHOP?" And she was like, "Okay, where? Where?" Now, apparently them two lived on two different sides of town. So she was asking him, where did he want to meet her to go to IHOP, right? So he was trying to encourage her to come out to his side of town. And she said, "Well, you could come out to my side of town. You the one asking us to hang out." And he basically said, "Are you going to pay for your IHOP if I drive all the way out there?" And she basically goes, "Lose my number." And so he gets mad, like, just like these Atlanta chicks don't want to pay for their own meals like an adult. And I'm looking at the text like, is this dude kidding me? Let me just talk to you about ATL chicks, okay? Women from ATL, number one, they not doing no damn IHOP, okay? Most ATL women, if you want to talk about stereotypes, they're not going to fuck with no IHOP. If anything, you're going to take an ATL chick to Houston's, Papa Do's, Benihana's, something like that. some type of 5-star, 4-star IHOP ain't gonna cut it. Okay, so the fact that this guy said this to her struck me as odd. And so as I'm sitting and I'm reading inside of the comment section, I'm seeing a lot of women like, why is he upset with her? And then some other men are like, yeah, she should have paid for her own meal. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on, if he wasn't going to pay for her IHOP, then what was the point of asking her out on a date? You know, what was the point? Listen, whoever asks to go on the date should be the one to pay. Now, I know that sounds crazy coming from a person like me, because when I was in my early 20s and I wanted to go on a date, I would call up any dude that wanted to try to holler at me, and I say, hey, you want to take me out to such and such place? Because I knew he wanted to take me out. So I would ask him to take me out and he would pay for it. But I think back then, a decade ago, we were living in a different day and age. You know, men were more comfortable with being gentlemen, and they weren't so afraid of having a gold digger around them. You understand what I'm saying? They weren't afraid of spending money on women because they felt like it was gentleman-like. So back then, I think it was different. Nowadays, I think more men are trying to, keep their money in their pocket. They're trying to build with a woman who can also provide financially as well. And to me, that's a good thing. That's kind of liberating, because there's a lot of women out here walking around talking about some they miss independent. They can pay their own bills, but a man to provide for them financially. You can't do both. You can either be the woman that's going to split the bill with a dude, or you got to be the woman that's going to require that the man pay for everything, regardless to how much money you make, and then that will come off as you being selfish or whatever. So I was just like wondering, like, what more people thought about this. I said, I'm gonna talk about this on YouTube, because me, I haven't been on a date in a really long time. I know when I was dating my son's father, he and I used to split the bill all the time. Like from day one, he and I was splitting the bill. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like I made a mistake, because a lot of men put so much emphasis on how much money they make, and they determine what kind of woman they're dealing with by how much money these women want them to spend on them. If you understand what I'm saying, if you catch what I'm saying, a man will only value a gold digger, because a gold digger wants the best of everything. Quality, she wants quality everything. So he feels like in order for a woman to be quality, she must be getting top-notch grade A everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I wonder what you guys think about that. I personally don't mind paying for a date, which a lot of people have told me to stop doing that. But I mean, when we're talking about something like IHOP, where is my mother going? Oh, okay. I'm looking at my mama right now. My mama is, hey. What you doing? Where are you? Okay, anyway, so where'd she go? Anyway, the date was just IHOP. I mean, they could have split that bill in half. But he asked. He asked. Hold on. Y'all would not believe who I'm talking to. I'm actually talking to Priest. Can y'all believe that? Not in a million years would I think I would be able to have a conversation with this dude. So, that is like good for my son. So anybody who's wondering, me and Priest do talk to each other. We talking right now, which is strange. It just feels strange. Anyway, so that's a whole nother thing. That's put me in a whole nother mindset. So anyway, I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm talking to him. I'm just happy for my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, that brings me so much joy for my son. You have no idea. The fact that anyway, so IHOP is like one of them places that you should be able to split the bill. It's IHOP. okay, I mean, come on. You toss a couple of dollars. I think the most I've paid at IHOP for me and another person is like $35. Come on, man. Fuck out of here. That should be easy. But you know what? I think the pettiness is coming with a lot of people. You know, I think the social media and the internet and all types of things have changed the way that people view relationships. Everyone is so expendable in regards to people nowadays, and people have so many different options. They're like, what? You don't want to come to IHOP with me? I'll find another chick that'll go to Burger King, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of society we living in right now, and it's a shame. It's definitely a shame. As far as being how I am now, like me and my daughter we did a video yesterday. If you didn't see it, go check it out. Inside of it, we were talking about money, and she was talking about how when we wouldn't have money, sometimes I would make us not having money fun because I always found a way to still be happy in the process. And when I'm not balling out of control, because sometimes I'm balling out of control. Like I think about all of the many years that I've lived, and there have been times where I've been making so much money, it's ridiculous. And then other times I'm like, why am I like not making any real money? And it's like levels to your economic status and where you are financially. And right now I'm living one of these humble, minimalist life. Like I live a life of everything is simple. Everything is, if it doesn't have anything to do with my son or taking care of my household, I don't want to do it. Okay, we can go to the movies sometimes, but I mean, if it's not Groupon.com, I'm not doing it. And there was a time where I was like, I gotta have all of this money just so I could spend frivolously on shoes and handbags. Yeah, that was Soncerae. It was a time where I was like, fuck that. If I ain't got a nice pair of shoes on and a handbag, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it. And there was also a time where I was spending ridiculous amounts of money on Bath and Body Works and all types of just shit, right? And I remember being that woman, and I remember thinking in my mind, if a man can't take me to a reasonable restaurant, I don't want to date him. And a reasonable restaurant in my mind during that time when I was much younger was, okay, he needs to take me to a really, really nice place. It needs to be at least a 4-star joint, or I'm not going. I know a friend of mine who doesn't do franchise restaurants. Like, he's like, if you try to take him to a Longhorn Steakhouse or a Red Lobster or something like that, he looks at you like you're crazy. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to that shit. You know? That's how he looks. And I remember thinking back then when I was younger, where a man takes me determines how, you know, what he thinks of me. I remember one time I was like, when I used to intern at Def Jam South, and I met this guy that I was working with there at Def Jam South. And he and I went out to this diner one time, and it was me, him, and somebody else that worked at Def Jam South. And we were sitting down at the table, and we were like at this mom and pop soul food place, and it was like really, really cheap. And so the guy that came with us, he looked at me and he said, "Damn, girl, you really a cheap date." And I said, first of all, he and I aren't dating. We're just chilling, right? And then I said to him, you know, why would that change your mind about who I am as a person simply because where he decided to take me if we were dating? You know, he was like, basically, yeah, like women usually require that you take them to more expensive places. And when I'm dealing with a woman who gets just excited about any type of restaurant I take her to, that means she a low budget chick. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that episode of Love and Hip Hop where Sin was like super excited. You know, Sin, that used to date Erica Mena, and now she's with Joe Buttons. She was excited about Chipotle. Like, y'all remember that? Like, she was just so excited about Chipotle. Like, it was like this big fuss. She really loved it. And Chipotle is like this cheap restaurant. It's not like it's, you know, expensive to go there. And she was really excited about that. And so there's some men out there that will look at a woman who was excited about going to Chipotle as like some cheap chick. And it's women out there that think that too. So to me, regardless of how much money you spend on a date, it doesn't let you know how successful the relationship would be. And it took time for me to realize that. It took time for me to be like, okay, it doesn't matter where a man takes me on a date. He could still be an asshole. If he could take me to whatever restaurant I want to. We can go to La Fontaine Bleu if that's what we want to do. We can go to any fancy. We can go to a restaurant in Paris, and he still could be an asshole. You see what I'm saying? So it took old. I had to get older. I think I learned that lesson when I was like, I don't know, 32, 33. Because now I'm like, matter of fact, I don't even think it was like 32, 30. I think it was like maybe 28 or 29 when I was just finally like, you know what? It doesn't matter where a man takes me on a date. Because he could still be a shit stain. He could take me to all the fancy restaurants in the world and still treat me bad in a completely different way. So it's almost like picking your poison with that. You know what I mean? You gotta make up your mind, what's more important at the end of the day. And I think the humility of like my current situation, I'm looking at like smaller life. Like, I live in the Bay Area, right? And I've decided that I no longer want to live in the Bay Area vicinity. Not just because the cost of living is expensive, but because I'm in IT, I could work anywhere and live like this amazing life in this fancy place and live around all of these people who do what I do as well, right? Or I can make my life a little bit more basic and live in a small town where everybody know each other and everybody cool, and I can raise my son in that environment. And so I decided that that's what I was going to do. So when people look at me and they see that I'm working 2 jobs, and then sometimes I ask for help with donations, or if I'm looking for graphic design work or extra amount of money from, to add on to the money that I'm making now, it's because I'm living a life of humility. I'm very, very, like, I am in a different space. Like, I'm in a different headspace spiritually. And what I want to do with my son is completely different from what I was thinking about doing with my son last year. Like, to me, let me just say that YouTube taught me a valuable lesson about myself in regards to money. Being popular and being famous or being admired by a whole bunch of people, or a whole bunch of people being attracted to you, people are expecting you to live like this level of perfection. They stop expecting you to be a human being. Okay? And I prefer being a human being, allowing you guys to see me living this regular human being life. Whether while I'm a minimalist and, living just a regular everyday life, because that's the stuff that people can relate to. People can relate to, them getting up, going to work every day, and sometimes having to worry about putting gas in their car or hanging out with their friends at the local place that everybody hang out with. We all can relate to that. Just everyday working hardworking people that are out here looking for fame and a whole bunch of likes and stuff on Instagram and all of this extra stuff. That's the type of person I am. I'm not the person that everybody was thinking was like this perfect person who was on millionaire status, and now she fell from grace and all of this extra weird stuff that people say about me all of the time. And so as I've gotten older, I've decided that everything that I've done with my life, I want to teach so no one else can, make the same mistakes. I want people to have like this humble thought process, because you live a happier life. You live a much happier life. And like I said, I haven't been on a date. I haven't been on a date in so long. Like, I don't even know how to get a date anymore. It's that bad. But let me know what you think in the comment section about expensive dates, especially Atlanta women. If you've dealt with dating an Atlanta woman, okay, ain't no Atlanta woman gonna be comfortable with no IHOP. Maybe Waffle House, maybe, and it has to be after the club. It can't be like, hey girl, what you doing, let's go to Waffle House. She'd be like, bitch, nigga, please, and hang up to this place. Like Atlanta women are their own breed of women. But if we were going to talk about all of the women all over the country, all of the black women, where would you like to go when a guy asks you out on a date? Okay, does it matter how much the date costs? Who should pay for the date? And would you ever consider splitting the bill with a guy? And do you think that's a good idea at all? Because from what I'm seeing, I don't think that people are thinking that that's a good idea at all. Okay? I appreciate you watching. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.